Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Man, I haven't said that in a while. But this is our first look at the 2023 NFL Draft, at least from someone else's perspective. I've gotten enough done with my positional rankings as I'm starting to finish up the offensive line to where it's like I feel good about giving an opinion on these prospects as we look at Matt Miller's mock draft. Man, I am excited. Prospect rankings will be out sometime in July, and I don't know if I'm gonna make my full prospect rankings and big board available either through Patreon or somewhere else, but I really cleaned it up and it looks real nice on that Google spreadsheet. So I want to just give y'all as much information as possible. By the way, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know so, and I'll probably leave a little thing to remind y'all to like and subscribe. But the draft order, let's get this out of the way because everyone complains about the draft order. Matt Miller got this draft order from ESPN's Football Power Index. So if you got a problem with it, these are the people you go to. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead, get into it as he has the New York Jets. Number uno going with Will Anderson. So this quarterback class is a lot better. And I don't know, man. Okay, take it from this perspective, right? How bad do the Jets have to be, or at least Zach Wilson has to be, for them to be the first overall pick? Because I think I'm taking a quarterback there because this quarterback class is a lot better. So I'm just going to take it from that perspective. I'm thinking quarterback here because, I feel like Zach Wilson would have to be offensively bad or hurt for this team to end up first overall. But let's talk about Will Anderson because you look at him and he's he seems a bit undersized, but the dude packs a lot of power in his frame, and he is easily... Would I say he's easily? Because there's another edge prospect I'm really high on. But he's probably going to be number one for everyone in their mob, and he deserves to be so. The dude's just been a monster. Monster. If he does end up being the first overall pick, won't surprise me none. Who do you have at number 2 is the Chicago Bears. Wow. I don't know if you... what? Jackson Smith-Njigba. All right, well, let's first talk about the Bears being at number 2 here. It's probably ain't Justin Fields' fault. They don't surround him with talent. Help your quarterback. I don't think they go Jackson. Okay, listen. JSN, for me, the dude, I think the NFL is starting to come around to, slot receivers being, number one guys. So we've seen with Cooper Kupp. And that's going to be, I think, JSN. I don't necessarily think he needs to be an outside guy to be drafted in the first round. Athletically, it's not I don't think he's elite. He's just a very good technician, very good route runner, very good blocker, and does a lot after the catch. He's a very good. I feel better about him mid first round. This wide receiver class, I think it's comparable to last year's, where you're not completely sold if a guy goes into the top 10. And maybe Garrett Wilson's that guy, ends up being Drake London. But I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not taking JSN at 2. I ain't that high on him. But I feel like you have to be in this Jamar Chase level area to be number 2. I think that's, at least as of now, a bit ridiculous. But I do like what JSN brings to the table. Maybe slot receivers start going top 10. Maybe. The Houston Texans. Is this where we don't see quarterback yet? All right, I gotta see why. All right. Some might argue for a quarterback to restart things in Houston, and we'll see how second-year signal caller Davis Mills plays after a promising first season. Listen, you pick at number 3, he probably didn't play that well. You can't be well, we're going to have to wait and see it, yet you're going to lay out this draft order. And you got to go based on the draft order, right? If you're picking 3, it's no, we're probably going to go quarterback. If we get, hey, there hasn't been a quarterback taken yet, let's go ahead, pick our guy. There's some talent in this class. But Jalen Carter, honestly, might be my favorite prospect. I was singing the praises of Jalen Carter all last year because everyone was talking all that good stuff about all these Georgia defensive prospects. And I was like, yo, the best one ain't even eligible. Jalen Carter is a monster. Expect him to be in my top 3. The dude's so good. When it comes to the big board, and I'm typically not a guy that gets very excited about defensive interior players. I am about Carter, man. I love Carter. And if you're the Texans, you gotta go quarterback, man. You gotta go quarterback, right? I don't know. That's irrelevant now. It's gonna change. Jacksonville Jaguars. See, I don't think you go quarterback here. Trevor Lawrence, he ain't the problem. I thought he looked good at parts last year. They go with Eli Ricks. Ooh, this one's interesting. He did just get arrested back in May. Yeah, arrested in May. Oh, good. He even lists out for what? I was about to look it up in my notes. For speeding, driving without a license, and smoking that reefer. So, I like Ricks, and he's actually going to, I think, a very, very good scheme for his skill set, because there are going to be questions about his speed. He does look a little bit stiff as an athlete at times, and I honestly, I think there's a corner in this class that's just, I don't think anyone's touching him. We'll get to him. He has to be in the first round. A lot of people like this cat already, but Eli Ricks is fine. He's definitely I think in this top 20 tier right now. Again, a lot can change, but I like talking about these prospects at least early, By the way, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. And the popular thing now to do on YouTube, if you really support the channel, is to share the video. So go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead, get back to the nitty gritty. The Atlanta Falcons are next. And, oh yeah, they're the team that pulls the trigger on quarterback. That's such crap. What are you doing, Matt? They go with CJ Stroud. Listen, some people love him or you hate him. Listen, the dude's got the traits in terms of his arm talent, the size, plus mobility. And last time we saw him, he was obliterating Utah. Stroud is a good prospect. He looked like he just got better as the year went on. And I think he takes that next step up. I would think. Some people have an Ohio State quarterback bias. I don't scout by the helmet. I really don't care about that. There's always a precedent for a player to not turn out like what the vast majority of maybe former Ohio State players, Ohio State quarterbacks have turned out. But I can see why a lot of people like Stroud. For me, we're going to see him probably soon. Bryce Young. Outside of size, I think he's just easily the best quarterback prospect in this class. For me, he's going to be a top 3 prospect. I get why people like Stroud. He could take that next step, at least when it comes to the NFL. He ticks a lot of boxes. And when we're talking about Young's size, it's a big concern. What is he currently listed at Alabama? I think he's at 6 foot. I don't think he's 6 foot. The dude is short. But the Falcons going quarterback. A lot of people try to tell me it's Falcons want to go quarterback. They just got Desmond Ridder. He's a 3rd rounder. Yeah, that ain't stopping me going for quarterback. Okay. If anything, you want more competition. Desmond Ridder's probably unproven. Just bring in competition at the most valuable position on the roster. All right, blah, 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 blah. Pittsburgh. Oh, wow, dude. They're low on the Steelers. All right, here's the corner prospect that's likely. There's still some guys I want to go back and look at, but this guy is likely going to be my number 1. Just going insane. I just got him behind the gate because my wife, daughter, they're taking a bath and just Gojo gets too excited and I don't want to let him in here. Don't worry. Gojo is a mainstay of the channel. You will see him again. He just needs to chill like my other dog. But Keely Ringo, I better be sure to get his name right by the time season comes around, is my favorite prospect at corner. Like, he's got good closing speed. The dude's like a 4.3 guy. He's got an incredible size. I think the one instance where I would say, like, okay, he got caught slipping in this matchup, Jameson Williams, and he was really let down by the safety help. Safety help was late to get it over. And even then, like, Ringo was closing in on Williams. Like, the dude's a very, very good prospect. Like, I'm like a huge fan. Huge fan. But yeah, we'll talk more about him when my prospect rankings come around. Steelers, yeah, get help at corner, man. Carolina Panthers, they get their quarterback future. How does Bryce Young fall this far to 7? Matt Miller, you be smoking the reefer with Eli Ricks. Just saying. No brainer for the Panthers to go quarterback. Bryce Young, again, outside of his size, I think is like a very good prospect. How he goes through his progressions. He legitimately can fool guys with his eye candy and move defensive players into positions where he wants them to. He's just, dude's good, man. Dude's got a good arm, very accurate too. Oh, golly, plus mobility. He can get a bit Mahomes-like in the pocket where he just drifts back and back and back, but he's pulled it off pretty well. But yeah, big fan. I wonder if he just talks about the size. But he plays like a point guard with great vision. Touch into size will be the ultimate question for scouts. Okay, that's it. Okay. Detroit Lions, they go Will Levis. This is another guy I probably won't be high on. I like him, but the dude will be, I think, 24 at the beginning of his rookie year. And he's basically Kenny Pickett with a stronger arm, I think. He does a decent job at going through his progressions, but there are some times where he gets rattled in the pocket and it just kind of like, I just don't know what he's doing. He's just looking. He's, I guess, looking with no purpose. But yeah, I wasn't that high on Kenny Pickett. I had like I would say a second round grade. He was in my top 50. I had a second round grade on him, and Will Levis is probably going to be in the around the same area, at least to start the season. So yeah, but like he's a good prospect. I think he's a better prospect than Pickett. But it's just, I think we're dealing with a much better draft class. Seattle Seahawks are next on the board. Wow, man, y'all don't even get a quarterback. Oh my gosh. I was going to say, y'all don't even get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, and I expected maybe this to be like, I think the other quarterbacks people talk about are like Tyler Van Dyke, Anthony Richardson, Tanner McKee. Jaron Hall is going to be 25 at the beginning of his rookie year. Like, he's got an okay arm, nothing special. Like, this cat ain't Zach Wilson coming out. Like, I think he's fine. I ain't touching this guy in the first round. Like, dude's 25. So, like, I would say, yeah, okay, you should look good. And even then, it wasn't, like, world beating. I want to go through a little bit of my eval with him. Okay, I talk about his hesitancy thrown over the middle. A lot of double clutches and late throws, which, hey, if you're doing that over the middle, that's going to be costly. In the NFL, that's where grip interceptions are going to happen, and that's where they like to prey on these rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, the dude's going to be 25 at the beginning of his rookie year, dude. I ain't touching that guy in the first round. I ain't doing it. You better hope he comes to the squad and is like Tom Brady and can play forever. And at that, doesn't exactly have the best size, 6'1", 205. And I say that after saying my favorite quarterback in this class is 6 foot 194. So he's also like 3.5 years younger. But yeah, no, I like Jaron Hall. I don't like him at this point. Even in the second round, I'm a bit like, I feel like he's like Bailey Zappi to me. On to 10, the New York Giants, Tyler Van Dyke. Former high school pitcher, by the way, and he throws like it. The guy has good touch on the ball. He can throw at a variety of different speeds and a variety of different arm angles. He just needs to kind of work on the decision making. Last year's offense wasn't really geared towards him going through necessarily like progressions through all levels of the field, because it was a very just deep throw oriented system. So a lot of his guys, like he would have like 3 or 4 guys going on routes of 10, 15 plus yards. So it just wasn't really it just didn't really allow him to go through like quick progressions and whatnot. But I'm very excited about Tyler Van Dyke. This is the first time I've been excited about the Hurricanes. I'm a Hurricanes fan, by the way, in a long time. I'm curious. I'm not the biggest fan of Mario Cristobal. Not that I don't like him. I'm just like, I thought there was maybe better coaches available that I preferred. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, my Miami Dolphins. Oh, go to hell, Matt. What the heck? And they get Bijan Robinson, of course. I love Bijan. He's gonna be my top running back. Really, no one close. I'm not typically a guy that takes running backs in the first round. I'm just that type. I mean, you just look at the NFL. You don't need a top high-end tier running back. You can get by with 3 to 4 guys that are just very good. And I really just don't think this would like Mike McDaniel. He's a guy that traditionally did not invest highly in running backs. They would get these guys off the waiver wire, free agency, or like day 3 of the draft. Like if you go back to his days in San Francisco, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell, like come on. So I don't see the Dolphins doing that in general. Bijan's great. 11, ooh. I think I might be willing to take him in like the 15 to 20 range, just because like he's got the body type. Like they kicked him out like wide into the slot. Like he's much more than just a running back. The dude can be a weapon. So bit interesting. Washington Commanders are next on the clock, and they go with Peter Skoronski at a Northwestern. It's gonna be interesting because he's gonna get the doesn't have great size, doesn't have great length. They're gonna go through that, and we've seen guys with like 33-inch or less arms, at least in recently, like actually do fairly well in the NFL. Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell, Jonah Williams. So like, there's gonna be a conversation to be had that, hey, maybe this guy ends up being a guard. I think he's capable of playing tackle. He's been very good for Northwestern since asking to come in as a freshman because Rashawn Slater opted out, and be like, hey, you're our emergency left tackle. Also, by the way, he was recruited as a center. He's probably a guy that could literally play all 5 spots on the offensive line. Won't be my top guy, though, at tackle. He's up there, though. Won't be my top guy. There's just a couple other guys I think have better upside. Okay, here's Miami's next pick. This is San Francisco's pick. So thank you, Niners. We get Andre Carter. This is great. This is another guy I'm going to be lower on than the consensus. I like Andre Carter. I like it. I get it, man. The guy's long. He's shown power. He's got good closing speed. I don't think he's I don't think he's that explosive off the line. He's a little lanky. Considering the competition he's going against, it's not like it's great all the time. But he's been very good. Very good. I can see why people like him. I think when he gets to the NFL and gets an NFL weight program, like let's do that could really put some muscle and mass on his frame, because he does look a little lanky. I think he's in my top 50. I just don't have him as a first round player, which again, all this can change, but I know a lot of people are high on him, and I'm probably gonna be lower. Tennessee Titans are next on the clock. Jordan Addison. So they get a speedy receiver to pair up with. So maybe they go back to the whole vertical passing. I know last year, like, they became real, like, underneath and screen happy, but Derrick Henry was hurt, so, like, there was a big mulligan on last year. But adding Jordan Addison, I'm not as wild about Jordan Addison. Still probably will have a first-round grade on him. There's just a couple other receivers I really like in this class. For me, it's like I feel like he's just he's got great speed, like, but he's not Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith played with a type of physicality for his size. Jordan Addison just doesn't do that. He's a guy that can't be knocked off his route with physicality. But we'll see him in USC. That's going to be a blast. USC is going to be a very good team, or at least they should be. Going to the Cincinnati. They got the Bengals down low. They go with Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer is not my tight end one. And I feel like it's kind of not right because my tight end one, he might show up here. I'll talk about my tight end one. I like, or at least Eric Gilbert. The dude's a freak. He didn't play last year because of personal reasons. He came to the spring game at 260, and they're playing him at receiver. Like, if he's put on that size, and, well, to be fair, apparently he showed up during winter workouts like near 300 pounds. But now he's down to 260. And retains a lot of that athleticism from his back in his LSU freshman season. We're talking like Kyle Pitts-esque. Watch out. Michael Mayer is very good. Might not be that speedy. He's gonna be a consistent chain mover. A guy that can get hard, tough. I'll say tough. I don't know why I said hard. Tough extra yards after contact. Very good blocker. Like, he does, like, dude is like warranted like first round conversation. Just I'm rolling the dice, at least on my early projections. Spoiler alert, I'm just throwing out spoilers for my projection rankings. Let's see what's going on. Philadelphia Eagles, Myles Murphy. I think Myles Murphy's a top 5 prospect. This guy is a physical specimen. He literally wins just with length, physicality, good athleticism, he's a guy that could definitely add moves to his arsenal. He just typically kind of relies on, I'm kind of a freak and I could win just with that. Like, Myles Murphy, dude, like, oh my gosh, why don't I have this guy higher? I'm gushing over him. He would be the perfect type of player for the Eagles, but I'm a big fan. That's why when I was talking about like Willie Anderson, I like Will Anderson a lot. He's gonna be the top guy. Myles Murphy, that guy's up there. I love freaking Myles Murphy, man. Watching him, mamma mia. Las Vegas Raiders. They're going with his teammate Brian. Oh, New England. Spoiler: New England Patriots are next. All right, hold on. I'm gonna look up because I know his last name. It doesn't look how it's pronounced. I've been putting pronunciations for some of these names that are harder for me. Brazi. So it's Brazi. So Brian Brazi. Dude had a rough last year because like it says here, tore his ACL. He's not exactly like a very he's not this guy that's gonna pop out like as athletically gifted. He just has a high motor, wins with he just grinds out each rep, attacks the point of attack well, good length. He's just a good football player. Probably a top 20 guy for me. I'm probably going to be a little lower. Maybe not. He's here at 17. So maybe not. I just assume people will probably throw him in the top 10. And I'm not there with it. But I definitely think he warrants a first round look. And actually the Raiders could use probably some meat in the middle. New England Patriots go Kayshon Boutte. I'm all about the Boutte. I was saying this is my wide receiver one since last draft. Like, I love Butte. What he can do after the catch. Dude's deceptively quick. Dude's just good. Very good athlete. Very good athlete. And it's weird, dude, because he doesn't look nearly as fat, like, as I would say as fast as he is. He just makes everyone else on the field look slower. And that's weird. It's really weird. It's not like, oh, that dude fast. It's like, it doesn't look like he's putting much effort into it. But it doesn't look like everyone else is moving that fast. It's kind of weird to explain. But that's just kind of what it looked like on tape for me. He's coming back from the ankle injury, so he had 2 procedures on the ankle, so there might be a little bit of concern there. But man, this dude's so good after the catch. He's been destroying, like, the dude literally been wrecking, like, very good corners. Like, we're talking Martin Emerson, Roger McCreary, guys that just went on day 2 in 2022 as draft. So the dude's very, very good. All right, Philadelphia Eagles. This is their next pick. Cam Smith, another guy I like. I thought I went into watching corners thinking he was going to be my number 1. He's 23. Or he's going to be 23 at the beginning of the NFL season. And this is next season. So not like upcoming season, but the year that they're drafted. But he will be 23 by the time he takes his first NFL snap. I like him a lot. Good length. Showed really good ball skills last year. Man, I like... Where do I have him sitting? I think he's number 2 for me right now. Cornerback 2, yeah, because like literally for me, no one's touching Ringo as of yet. For me, nobody's touching Ringo. I like Ringo a lot, but I like Cam Smith. I really expected him to be my cornerback 1, but things change. They did bring in Bradbury on a 1 year, if I'm to be correct, perhaps, but yeah. Baltimore Ravens go Henry Tua. He's got a lot of things that he needs to improve upon. This must be a pure projection because I like Noah Sewell, Trent Simpson. Those are kind of like my 2 guys. Like for me, Tua's got a ways to go. Did I put in how to pronounce his last name? No, I just assumed it was that easy. I think it's Tua. But this really feels like if you're the Ravens, you're getting another Patrick Queen. Like, why? But the dude has, like, the makings to be a first-round linebacker. The dude's a very good athlete. He's very good as a blitzer. He's very good at disguising his blitz. He's in coverage, and he just times his break or when he attacks very well. I think missed tackles were a bit of a problem for him last year. Let me see. Yeah, 15% missed tackle rate last season. Gets stuck in the weeds, takes bad angles on his way to ball carriers. So, yeah, I got a few teams here. No real splash plays in coverage. So, yeah, like there's a lot for him to work on, but I get it. Like this could be a projection. Like the dude's got a skill set to be this high. Minnesota Vikings take Josh Downs. Yo, straight up, let's talk about this real quick. There's a hell of a lot of slot receivers in this class. Like a hell of a lot of slot receivers. Like a ton. Like it felt like while I was watching like a lot of these receivers, and I still gotta go back and watch a ton. I just got sick of watching guys that play in the slot all the dang time. And it's not like, oh, but you know what? I could see them coming into the NFL and being able to play on the outside. They have legit size concerns. I could only see them probably playing in the slot in the NFL. Josh Downs is one of them, 5'10", 180. A couple other guys here, Jack Cohen, a guy I really like, former UTEP going to Arizona. Nathaniel Dell out of Houston. Like, you ain't playing on the outside at 5'10", 155. I don't know if you're playing in the NFL that way. Jalen Cropper, he could put on some weight, but like even then, all his snaps come in the slot. Zay Flowers, slot. Anaya Smith, slot. Like Ronnie Bell, slot. Like all these guys, not just are slot receivers, but they're built like slot receivers. I don't know if they can win on the outside. Like Downs is probably the guy I'm willing to bet on among those guys, but I just think there's better receivers, at least receivers with better size. But I get it. The dude's very twitchy. So yeah, I'm trying to remember. I always get him and Zay Flowers confused. Just because ACC, dang it. But I think Downs. I think like a large portion of his receptions were screens. So again, that could end up also being Zay Flowers. I just can't remember at the moment. Arizona Cardinals, Paris Johnson, straight up. This dude might be the best guy, like human being in this class. He has his own foundation for disadvantaged student athletes and I think disabled military vets. The guy, and he had on top of that, he has like a plethora of volunteer work. Like, dude's a very good person. Now he moves to his more natural position after playing. I think he was at right guard this past season for Ohio State. Now he moves to left tackle. So I'm excited. The guy's got the makings to be a top 10 pick. I'm a big fan. Houston Texans are next, and they're going Isaiah Foskey. This was a cat that I had as like a third, fourth round pick last year, simply because I think he needed another year of polish, and then he decides to return for another year. And like, I get it, the dude's got the length, he's got the size, he's got quicks. Like, I'm a lot higher on him, at least coming into the year, thinking he takes the next step. Like, I see him in that top 20 area. I'm a big Foskey guy, which weird because it would seem like I like viewed him like I was a hater last year, but like I think he just needs that year of production. And it's just weird because like Notre Dame played him like kind of like a variety of different spots on the defensive line. He wasn't just solely like a guy that plays outside of the tackle. Like sometimes he'd line up inside the tackle, but no, the dude be good. And the Texans, go get you some edge help. Just get good players, honestly. For the Texans, just get good players. I'm surprised we haven't seen well, I guess we've technically already seen 4 quarterbacks. All right, so Kansas City Chiefs go with Habakkuk. Give me a sec. I think did I write how to pronounce his name in here? Or am I going to let myself down? Dang it, I'm going to let myself down. But it's Habakkuk Baldonado. He really feels like another Pitt player, Rashad Weaver. Like, he does a lot of things well, but he's going to be an older prospect. He's got like a good size, good length. Like, he's sitting here at what? Where you at? 6'5", 260. He's got a good toolbox, good upper body strength, and like this was the one note like that was almost a carbon copy from Rashad Weaver's. Like what my evaluation of was him. Very translatable skill set in the NFL. You know, and I agree, but he's one of the older prospects. In terms of upside, he's kind of just is what it is. Doesn't have twitchiness, doesn't have explosiveness. Gets by on leverage and length, which is fine in the NFL. You can do that, but I don't know. I don't think it's first round worthy. I did in my. I must have did this a few months ago. I did a really, really too early 2023 NFL mock draft, and I included him in there, just because I just really liked the cat. But when you go in and do these deep dives, actually on the prospects, especially if you can get ages on these guys, because it kind of like allows you to be like, okay, this guy's young, not yet hitting his prime. Like, I think what was it? Mike Renner put it this way, like, okay, can you be a man? Can you play a man like a man among boys? Oh man, what was the saying? Oh my gosh, I'm butchering it. I don't know. It's along this like, it's like along this regard. When you're an older prospect, it's like, yeah, you're a man among boys. You should be playing this way, and it means more when you're a younger guy. Can you present yourself as a man among men? I'm butchering that so bad. I don't know. He said it better, but essentially, if you're a younger prospect, can you play up to the level of these older guys who they're more developed? They've been under this whatever system they're at longer. Can you match up to those guys? So, yeah, I think there's a lot to be said in that. And I think while he's a good prospect, probably going to have a day 2 grade on him. I just don't see him as a first rounder. Seattle Seahawks is Denver's pick. They get Trent Simpson. Probably going to be my linebacker one because he is everything I love about. He's everything I fall in love with when it comes to linebacker in terms of speed, what he can do in coverage. He was a very good blitzer, uses his length exceptionally well, shows good cover skills in terms of just being like a very good athlete. He's just the type of guy I fall in love with at the linebacker spot. There really wasn't a guy like that last year, at least on that like top level. So I think Simpson's probably going to be my linebacker one. Probably. He does play that overhang safety role at Clemson. So maybe not, like, you might kind of see the Isaiah Simpson comp where it's like, oh, can he play a traditional linebacker role? And I think he can. Like, the dude's good. Got a good build. 6'3", 225. Could throw a few more pounds on that, but he's got the length to do so. 26, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is our first safety, Antonio Johnson. I love Antonio Johnson, BT Dubs. He ain't gonna be my safety one, but I see why a lot of people like him. He's actually gonna be playing safety, I think, this upcoming year after playing in the slot. But he's got great size. He's a bit of the what was it, like the is it him that's the play caller? No, I think it's Damani Richardson, right? Let's see. Yeah, no, okay, never mind. I'm getting those two confused. But when it comes to Antonio Robinson, like dude can do it in the, like, the questions will be, can he blitz? Yeah, he can do that. Can he tackle well in the box? Yeah, he can do that. He can explode downhill. But what can he do when it comes to playing deep? There are times where he kind of like opens up his hips early into his back pedal, which might not be a big problem when you're playing deep. But I don't know. We'll see. But I like the cat a lot. I got him highly ranked. He's just not my top safety. I really think the top end of the safety class is really good. Guys like Brandon Joseph, Jordan Battle. We got Brian Branch. You got Jalen Catalon, though Jalen Catalon's got a lot of injury concerns. Even Malachi Moore I like a lot, but he's got a nagging back injury. So we'll see. Whoa. Indianapolis Colts. They go quarterback Anthony Richardson. So this actually allows them to sit. Richardson, yeah, the production's not there yet, but like the AK-15 is like built. Dude's just a phenomenal athlete. Like, I don't think anyone's touching what he can do mobility wise at the quarterback position. You maybe some people would be like KJ Jefferson, but I would say Richardson's further along as a quarterback. He could be a bit inaccurate. I don't know, man. I think a lot of that just is him maybe being late on throws. So I don't know. We'll see. I think he's in a really good system this year. With I can't think of the former Louisiana coach. Oh, here it is. Billy Napier. I think he's going to be in a very good system. Definitely a guy that has that ability to be a first-round pick. A lot of people are going to have him as a first-rounder, at least in terms of projection. Let's go to 28, Detroit Lions. Jermaine Burton. I love Jermaine Burton. I love him going to Alabama. I love that he's going to shine. Don't surprise if this cat's going to be a receiver taken early in the draft. I'm just going to say, when I do my wide receiver rankings, you're going to see this cat real high. This dude's got crazy speed, crazy stop-start ability. And I love that now he goes to replace Jameson Williams. Like, the right move. He's on the up and up. Watch out. Burden. I love Burden. Detroit Lions get another speedster. Wow. And he's going to be paired up with Jameson Williams. And then you're going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot. That's wild. Los Angeles Chargers go Saiki Ika, the nose tackle out of Baylor. He's another guy a lot of people are going to be pretty high on. And I get it, man. Former LSU prospect, and then he followed the former defensive coordinator. My gosh, his name is escaping my head, but he went on to become the coach at Baylor. And honestly, the dude transferred, and he looked great this year. Great. So this defensive interior class, I think, is a lot better, especially at the top. I know we're a few picks away from this being over, but let's mention a couple of these interior guys. There's Gervin Dexter out of Florida, Jaquilin Roy out of LSU, Kalijah Cansey out of Pittsburgh, Colby Wooden out of Auburn, Brandon Durlis out of Oregon. There's a guy, Zach Pickens, out of South Carolina that he needs production, but the dude's very traitsy, very good. Like, this is a good class. Like, I didn't even mention guys like Jacob Slade out of Michigan State. So, like, this is a good interior class. Number 30, there's Noah Sewell. Really the biggest questions with Noah Sewell. He's a bit sloppy as a tackler. And I think a lot of that's just his mentality. The dude just wants to hit like a truck and get guys occasionally break free. And can he be better in coverage? That's probably the other thing. So I can see why he doesn't come as the number one linebacker here. But there are a lot of things really like about Noah Sewell. Like, he's gonna be a guy taken early. Green Bay Packers go with Field. Okay, I know I wrote this down. This is, by the way, also another guy I like. Where you at? All right, Felix Anudike Uzama. So Felix Anudike Uzama. Bam, nailed it. This cat was very impressive, dude. He challenges with length, very powerful upper body, good first step. Really, the big questions are going to be consistent production, because like 9 of his 13 sacks last year came against TCU and Southern Illinois. So like, but he was bringing consistent pressure each and every game. He just wasn't necessarily hitting home. The toolbox isn't exactly that big. He plays in the Big 12, where it's 3-man fronts all day, so he's not like playing traditionally outside. But he's a cat to watch out for. Him and Isaiah Foskey are kind of like my long physical specimen guys. Like, I like both of them a lot. All right, last pick here. What do we got? Oh, Layden Robinson. Is this the first interior player? Yeah, I guess so. This guy probably is the only interior player. At least, again, I'm still looking through the interior class. I think I've only looked at like 10 guys. Probably the only one that really has like a first round skill set. I love Andrew Voorhees. Dude's gonna be 24 with a lot of tread. Or I guess not a lot of tread, a lot of mileage. Throughout his whole career. So, like, I mean, with offensive line being one of the most physically demanding positions, it's like, exactly how long is that career going to be? But I love Voorhees. Like, dude's top 50 for me. Some people really like Cooper Beebe. Layden Robinson, though, him and Kenyon Green dominated last year. He doesn't have the versatility to play outside, but The dude's, no one's as physically imposing. No one's as strong as this guy. He's very explosive. He can get to the second level real quick and just annihilates people like from the ends of the earth, dude. Just gone. Like, he's probably the most likely out of this interior class to be a first rounder. In just terms of what he brings. The dude's very good. But that's it. Look at that, dude. It was like 40-minute video too. Wild. But I really like talking about the draft, and I really haven't had a chance to talk to y'all about some of these guys after actually going through some of them. So I can't wait for prospect rankings to come on out. We will continue the deep dive series next week. And we'll probably be back to like a video per day basis. It's just last couple of weeks been crazy, and I'm gone this week actually. So, but as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. That's not how you do it. Till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.